My name is Mário Macilau. I'm from Mozambique. I'm a photographer. I travel worldwide, so I've been spending time in different parts in the world. I've been in the US, I've been in Canada, I've been in Spain, I've been in Brazil, I've been in France, I've been in Lisbon. So for me, it's more like a part of my interest to my personal cultural exchange, but also using my work as the main channel. My first experience was with paintings and then also photography, poetry, but the most powerful one for me was the photography. I started with these things, but it was not my interest to become an artist because I did not have the concept of that. So I was just doing something that I was inspired by the community where I grew up, like mostly photography. There was no like art photography where I grew up, it was commercial. And then the time of Polaroid introduction also, and I was very interested in that. It fascinated me. I was like, wow, what is these things that you can take a photo of someone and printing it in small paper, you know? And then beside that, I'm not coming from a family that has a resource for me to go to school. I'm very fascinated by photography because it's a form for me to be related to other people, and I like the close-ups, you know, so that's how I do. So every photograph that is coming from me is because I've met these people. It's because these people, they saw me. And it's because our relationship distance, it was very close. My work focused mostly in many aspects and including the environment, working condition, human rights, and then the relationship that the people have with the space, you know. So it's the space that we're living in and the space that with the passage of time, it tends to change, you know. So I'm always fascinating about this process of changing, not just about the physical space, but also about the human life. For me, you don't conceptualize and then after you go to work. Because concept is something that you know, so I don't know what I'm going to shoot. And the projects and subjects, they come in a natural way. It's not something like I have in my mind, like, oh, I'm going to photograph people that work in the street. I need to go to the street and to understand what's going on there. I've been working in photography for more than 20 years. So these 20 years has brought me, I will say, skills or my way of working, you know. So when I'm in my country, I don't bother myself about looking for a new project. They come on natural way. And once they come, let's say, like one of the work I'm showing here, it's, I forget that it's the cycle of memory. You know, the cycle of memory, it's a project that focuses on various aspects at the same time. You know, the environment, the decolonization, and then this construction of the way of thinking about space and the architecture, you know. So in this project, I was just traveling for many years, seeing the same environment, seeing the same building, and seeing the same life in the community where I was traveling. And it just took me a lot of time. And then I was like, wow, this is something that is interesting me to do a project. And once I start to go there, visiting people, talking with people, and researching about the story of the colonization of Portugal and Mozambique, and then the project came from that. There's no African artist. There's no European artist. I've never seen a European artist. You know, I think like people that misunderstanding and interpreting things wrongly, you know. There's an artist coming from Africa, but he's not African artist. What is African? It's not me, it's my country. So Africa, it's a continent, and the continent is composed by many countries. But we cannot see the African continent as a citizenship. That's what many people do. So it's very important to understand, like, even in my country, there's so many cultures inside the country. Myself, I don't even know. So imagine Africa. If you talk about Nigeria, if you talk about Mali, Nigeria first is one of the biggest countries in Africa. Even the Nigerians, they have several cultures inside there. And then after you go to Mali, it's a huge country. You go to Senegal, it's another story. You leave Senegal, you go to South Africa, and you go to Zimbabwe. Different culture. You go to Angola. So how can we take one artist coming from one of these countries, or even 5 artists, and say it's African art?